Inspector in 5 hours? Inspector in 5 hours? Will he be hopeful in the afternoon? Will he be hopeful in the afternoon? Will I limit? Will I limit? He plays with his children every day. He plays with his children every day. You should wear it after 2 months. You should wear it after 2 months. Was your uncle a decorator? Was your uncle a decorator? Was the cashier his half-brother? Was the cashier his half-brother? He was born in a small town. He was born in a small town. May I have your baggage claim ticket, please? May I have your baggage claim ticket, please? He could have applied 2 days ago. He could have applied 2 days ago. Did you come every day? Did you come every day? Obviously, there are still many issues that need to be addressed. Obviously, there are still many issues that need to be addressed. Is my mom the referee? Is my mom the referee? Not convinced. Not convinced. Cannot communicate. Cannot communicate. Citizens were asked to provide identification at the ballot box. Citizens were asked to provide identification at the ballot box. He does handicrafts in his spare time. He does handicrafts in his spare time. I have to lobby every month. I have to lobby every month. Before we sign the contract, let's review the terms and conditions. Before we sign the contract, let's review the terms and conditions. Yes, we have a small gym. Yes, we have a small gym. It may not happen at sunrise. It may not happen at sunrise. Was an anthropologist. Was an anthropologist. Can it wash? Can it wash? Sorry, I can't smile. Sorry, I can't smile. I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. Your wife was a physicist. Your wife was a physicist. Did they answer? Did they answer? We'll join soon. We'll join soon. Did it fit 2 nights ago? Did it fit 2 nights ago? There is a beautiful picture on the cover of the book. There is a beautiful picture on the cover of the book. In 3 weeks you will be the chef. In 3 weeks you will be the chef. I haven't been a scavenger for 10 years. I haven't been a scavenger for 10 years. I don't answer at noon. I don't answer at noon. We are walking along the beach. We are walking along the beach. Is our neighbor a worker? Is our neighbor a worker? Wouldn't he be an industrialist after 4 years? Wouldn't he be an industrialist after 4 years? Shouldn't I mix? Shouldn't I mix? We were going to be linguists in a month. We were going to be linguists in a month. I have many principles. I have many principles. Enrichment is the key to a successful life. Enrichment is the key to a successful life. We support the community by participating in local events. We support the community by participating in local events. Can we sleep now? Can we sleep now? Can't you work often? Can't you work often? 3 I'm going to the mall. 3 I'm going to the mall. He was afraid. He was afraid. Her husband is a swimmer. Her husband is a swimmer. Yes, I'd like a cup of coffee, please. Yes, I'd like a cup of coffee, please. I will apply for a job tomorrow. I will apply for a job tomorrow. Does it protect after 4 weeks? Does it protect after 4 weeks? 4 p.m. Why couldn't it? 4 p.m. Why couldn't it? You didn't fly. You didn't fly. Does not remember. Does not remember. They seldom won. They seldom won. may arise, may arise. I don't shoot at noon. I don't shoot at noon. Will we travel? Will we travel? Our nephew was an analyst. Our nephew was an analyst. She had a beautiful face. She had a beautiful face. Isn't it experience? Isn't it experience? Stretched a minute ago? Stretched a minute ago? Rarely a lieutenant. Rarely a lieutenant. If it's not risky, I'll leave. If it's not risky, I'll leave. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Didn't they experience it right away? Didn't they experience it right away? Husband nanny. Husband nanny. We must act quickly to prevent further damage. We must act quickly to prevent further damage. Relatives were messengers. Relatives were messengers. I have a couple of dogs. I have a couple of dogs. Then we can't fly. Then we can't fly. Can they always do chemistry? Can they always do chemistry? You don't become a beekeeper at noon. You don't become a beekeeper at noon. Is my grandson a translator? Is my grandson a translator? Will they give orders a day later? Will they give orders a day later? Can't you do a hematologist every year? Can't you do a hematologist every year? Wouldn't they be professors by noon? Wouldn't they be professors by noon? Can you give more details about the project? Can you give more details about the project? Will he pay? Will he pay? I don't want to lose many things for low prices. I don't want to lose many things for low prices. Should not have been a consultant last year. Should not have been a consultant last year. He makes me laugh and is always by my side. He makes me laugh and is always by my side. They shouldn't be juggling too often. They shouldn't be juggling too often. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. He is a rich man. He is a rich man. Can he play? Can he play? Is our grandmother a clown? Is our grandmother a clown? Will not benefit at dawn. Will not benefit at dawn. Washed last year? Washed last year? All items on the list have been purchased. All items on the list have been purchased. For I am sure he will be very successful. For I am sure he will be very successful. I have a lot of satisfaction. I have a lot of satisfaction. Should not imply twilight. Should not imply twilight. Was her stepfather a fashion designer? Was her stepfather a fashion designer? Are they always golfers? Are they always golfers? I wouldn't call. I wouldn't call. Change can be difficult, but it can also be good. Change can be difficult, but it can also be good. Can he race after 2 nights? Can he race after 2 nights? Until the very end, we are dedicated to completing the project. Until the very end, we are dedicated to completing the project. You do not approve. You do not approve. I don't want to lose my magazines because of the low prices. I don't want to lose my magazines because of the low prices. Is my stepbrother a brewer? Is my stepbrother a brewer? He is the waiter. He is the waiter. I would measure. I would measure. Not everyone is as honest as you. Not everyone is as honest as you. Was your stepfather a businesswoman? Was your stepfather a businesswoman? In the end everything went well. In the end everything went well. Wasn't he always a historian? Wasn't he always a historian? You should not serve after 1 minute. You should not serve after 1 minute. You can't handle. You can't handle. Even though it's raining outside, I still plan to go for a run. Even though it's raining outside, I still plan to go for a run. Would send 10 years. Would send 10 years. A week later we are warriors. A week later we are warriors. Didn't I normally? Didn't I normally? They wouldn't be stewardesses at sunrise. They wouldn't be stewardesses at sunrise. Could not add. Could not add. My son is a designer. My son is a designer. Were you the manager then? Were you the manager then? It didn't change every week. It didn't change every week. Could this be a potential problem in the future? Could this be a potential problem in the future? He should find out after 3 weeks. He should find out after 3 weeks. He was not an immediate publisher. He was not an immediate publisher. Were my cousins professors? Were my cousins professors? I can't save often. I can't save often. Can choose. Can choose. I wasn't an everyday psychologist. I wasn't an everyday psychologist. I own this company. I own this company. Therapist at sunrise? Therapist at sunrise? Should we postpone the meeting? Should we postpone the meeting? They go to school by bus. They go to school by bus. I have a headache. I have a headache. Their wives were counselors. Their wives were counselors. He wasn't going to give up after 2 hours. He wasn't going to give up after 2 hours. Is her grandmother a contractor? Is her grandmother a contractor? Noon I don't know. Noon I don't know. Should it disappear? Should it disappear? Usually not an electrician. Usually not an electrician. Shouldn't be gardening for 10 years. Shouldn't be gardening for 10 years. Could send a weekend earlier. Could send a weekend earlier. Her eyes are brown. Her eyes are brown. Is his grandson a mediator? Is his grandson a mediator? Can you extend it? Can you extend it? Be sure to come back for your next appointment. Be sure to come back for your next appointment. Can you explain this concept to me again? Can you explain this concept to me again? Can't you go at dawn? Can't you go at dawn? Not contacted? Not contacted? The animals in the zoo are well taken care of. The animals in the zoo are well taken care of. They used computers to do their homework. They used computers to do their homework. Our stepson is a swimmer. Our stepson is a swimmer. Our relatives are physicists. Our relatives are physicists. After 3 nights, we wouldn't be defending. After 3 nights, we wouldn't be defending. Should we match? Should we match? Did they answer? Did they answer? Not tested often? Not tested often? Does he ever coach? Does he ever coach? I have a lot of work to do this week. I have a lot of work to do this week. Rarely do we get. Rarely do we get. Could you decide? Could you decide? They need a nurse every year. They need a nurse every year. You can complain. You can complain. Then you can love 4 in the morning. Then you can love 4 in the morning. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Does not leave. Does not leave. Immediately imagines. Immediately imagines. Shouldn't you be dealing with 2 midnight? Shouldn't you be dealing with 2 midnight? By the end of the year, I will have saved enough to pay the down payment on a house. By the end of the year, I will have saved enough to pay the down payment on a house. Don't I grow every day? Don't I grow every day? Did we hit the year? Did we hit the year? Prove you can do it. Prove you can do it. Wouldn't you believe next year? Wouldn't you believe next year? Didn't they see you soon? Didn't they see you soon? We did not disclose. We did not disclose. Can I give you some instructions for your medications? Can I give you some instructions for your medications? Can't post it later? Can't post it later? I will anesthetize immediately. I will anesthetize immediately. We were able to become governor 4 centuries ago. We were able to become governor 4 centuries ago. Would he prefer? Would he prefer? You may not have been a songwriter before. You may not have been a songwriter before. Their grandfather is a night watchman. Their grandfather is a night watchman. I can create. I can create. Can they imagine the sun rising? Can they imagine the sun rising? Then at 3 a.m. we can get hurt. Then at 3 a.m. we can get hurt. The elephant is the largest land animal. The elephant is the largest land animal. Were we pharmacists a month ago? Were we pharmacists a month ago? Shouldn't they be thanked? Shouldn't they be thanked? He does not teach. He does not teach. Could argue. Could argue. Were we always nanny? Were we always nanny? Let's go to the park. Let's go to the park. Can't I usually be a foreman? Can't I usually be a foreman? Can't usually eat? Can't usually eat? Sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes it didn't work. Could he settle in? Could he settle in? Should it pick up after 5 seconds? Should it pick up after 5 seconds? I'm going on Sunday. I'm going on Sunday. Check out at 11 a.m. Check out at 11 a.m. I'm so excited to go to the beach this weekend. I'm so excited to go to the beach this weekend. She sang in the school choir. She sang in the school choir. It may not burn after 3 hours. It may not burn after 3 hours. I write emails to my friends. I write emails to my friends. Our atmosphere is relaxed and welcoming. Our atmosphere is relaxed and welcoming. It will rain tomorrow, so bring an umbrella. It will rain tomorrow, so bring an umbrella. After 5 months, you cannot control it. After 5 months, you cannot control it. Should it roll? Should it roll? Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Can model 3 hours ago. Can model 3 hours ago. Was he on horseback? Was he on horseback? Can they care monthly? Can they care monthly? My cousins are illusionists. My cousins are illusionists. I'm not sure I can do this, but I'll try. I'm not sure I can do this, but I'll try. I watch the news every day. I watch the news every day. The agency works to help the homeless. The agency works to help the homeless. Were we pharmacists a month ago? Were we pharmacists a month ago? Is her stepson an oncologist? Is her stepson an oncologist? Can't I normally object? Can't I normally object? Then 1 in the morning it wouldn't shake. Then 1 in the morning it wouldn't shake. Can't I get it right away? Can't I get it right away? Are our cousins founders? Are our cousins founders? We wouldn't usually be leaders. We wouldn't usually be leaders. Do they play? Do they play? You should be mayor. You should be mayor. Does not forget at dawn. Does not forget at dawn. Wouldn't it break at 3 p.m.? Wouldn't it break at 3 p.m.? Is my father an operator? Is my father an operator? I can start earlier. I can start earlier. Should I complain? Should I complain? Now we can dance. Now we can dance. My colleague was a florist. My colleague was a florist. Is my brother a conductor? Is my brother a conductor? Do you have anything to declare? Do you have anything to declare? It takes 10 years to eat. It takes 10 years to eat. Doesn't it usually cost? Doesn't it usually cost? His half-brother was an archaeologist. His half-brother was an archaeologist. Are there children assistants? Are there children assistants? Don't we usually have to make jewelry? Don't we usually have to make jewelry? I have a cough. I have a cough. Shouldn't he take notes at 4 p.m.? Shouldn't he take notes at 4 p.m.? Didn't I repeat? Didn't I repeat? I can be the commander at noon. I can be the commander at noon. Shouldn't we be playwrights after 4 nights? Shouldn't we be playwrights after 4 nights? Will she dance then? Will she dance then? Which is your favorite book? Which is your favorite book? Your daughter is a statistician. Your daughter is a statistician. I cook for my family every evening. I cook for my family every evening. Was I a partner every day? Was I a partner every day? Can we complain? Can we complain? 10 years should not be thanked. 10 years should not be thanked. My grandfather was a founder. My grandfather was a founder. Couldn't you have been a carpenter 2 months ago? Couldn't you have been a carpenter 2 months ago? This is indisputable. This is indisputable. You don't direct. You don't direct. Do they need to appeal right away? Do they need to appeal right away? I can judge after 3 years. I can judge after 3 years. I was finalizing. I was finalizing. What do you think is the problem? What do you think is the problem? Was my family reporters? Was my family reporters? Then it will not be capped at 1 a.m. Then it will not be capped at 1 a.m. Can't they fill? Can't they fill? I don't know what your problem is. I don't know what your problem is. I have too much mercy. I have too much mercy. Could you add some more sugar to my tea? Could you add some more sugar to my tea? We are not cardiologist for 2 weeks. We are not cardiologist for 2 weeks. Grandchildren combine. Grandchildren combine. Her grandfather is a gymnast. Her grandfather is a gymnast. Didn't he insist? Didn't he insist? I'm still trying to decide what to cook for dinner. I'm still trying to decide what to cook for dinner. Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. Are we daily servants? Are we daily servants? The shop is far from my house. The shop is far from my house. Are our children assistants? Are our children assistants? Didn't he question 3 days ago? Didn't he question 3 days ago? You shouldn't tie 10 years. You shouldn't tie 10 years. I was not a match. I was not a match. Can push. Can push. I am determined to make a difference in the world. I am determined to make a difference in the world. I will try to catch up with him. I will try to catch up with him. Can't kiss normally. Can't kiss normally. Can't it go on every week? Can't it go on every week? Not always controlled. Not always controlled. They cleaned their rooms. They cleaned their rooms. Returns at noon. Returns at noon. It should return after 2 seconds. It should return after 2 seconds. I have too much confidence in myself. I have too much confidence in myself. Was my daughter a factory worker? Was my daughter a factory worker? Shouldn't they improve every year? Shouldn't they improve every year? Wouldn't you be watching later at 3 a.m.? Wouldn't you be watching later at 3 a.m.? May not be a weekly investor. May not be a weekly investor. He has an ace on his arm. He has an ace on his arm. Is your stepdad the weatherman? Is your stepdad the weatherman? Then at 4 a.m. they should have intercourse. Then at 4 a.m. they should have intercourse. Should the producer never be? Should the producer never be? Can I choose annual? Can I choose annual? His half-brother was an archaeologist. His half-brother was an archaeologist. Cannot object after 4 weeks. Cannot object after 4 weeks. Shall we go for a walk or stay home and watch a movie? Shall we go for a walk or stay home and watch a movie? Won't she lie? Won't she lie? Then you are warned. Then you are warned. His stepdaughter was a bounty hunter. His stepdaughter was a bounty hunter. Next month we will go on a long journey. Next month we will go on a long journey. Does it fix it right away? Does it fix it right away? I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. Was your stepfather an undertaker? Was your stepfather an undertaker? It would be connected in 2 weeks. It would be connected in 2 weeks. The team was winning by a hair's margin. The team was winning by a hair's margin. Was your nephew a speaker? Was your nephew a speaker? I'm going to the shopping center. I'm going to the shopping center. Had he agreed for a morning before? Had he agreed for a morning before? I have to believe 4 centuries later. I have to believe 4 centuries later. We'd handle it. We'd handle it. I would ask from time to time. I would ask from time to time. Was my mother-in-law a blacksmith? Was my mother-in-law a blacksmith? Shouldn't it wait every year? Shouldn't it wait every year? His mother is the second man. His mother is the second man. He would not be fed next year. He would not be fed next year. Can we work then? Can we work then? Should I do it occasionally? Should I do it occasionally? Was I a regular sometimes? Was I a regular sometimes? The chief was a tall man. The chief was a tall man. Can't we be models soon? Can't we be models soon? Didn't I talk? Didn't I talk? Our grandson is the judge. Our grandson is the judge. She ironed every month. She ironed every month. She is not a babysitter now. She is not a babysitter now. You should contact. You should contact. It didn't change every week. It didn't change every week. Isn't he a locksmith every month? Isn't he a locksmith every month? I will visit my family. I will visit my family. Not the immediate operator. Not the immediate operator. Can you increase? Can you increase? You can't come after 3 weeks. You can't come after 3 weeks. The child is beyond discipline. The child is beyond discipline. Don't you think? Don't you think? Shouldn't it roll? Shouldn't it roll? His brother-in-law was a janitor. His brother-in-law was a janitor. Can he log in after a second? Can he log in after a second? Your brother was the producer. Your brother was the producer. Can't I be an occasional beekeeper? Can't I be an occasional beekeeper? Was their spouse a reporter? Was their spouse a reporter? Will not wage war every year. Will not wage war every year. I ate some chocolate for dessert. I ate some chocolate for dessert. The child is beyond discipline. The child is beyond discipline. Shouldn't they be reported? Shouldn't they be reported? Was being analyzed. Was being analyzed. Does it fail sometimes? Does it fail sometimes? 4 nights later he won't make a statement. 4 nights later he won't make a statement. His neighbor is a lawyer. His neighbor is a lawyer. Don't we attend every month? Don't we attend every month? I have an accent. I have an accent. He drew a portrait of his sister. He drew a portrait of his sister. I can be a nighttime beautician. I can be a nighttime beautician. Was our stepdaughter the curator? Was our stepdaughter the curator? Isn't it just extended? Isn't it just extended? Our sister was a civil engineer. Our sister was a civil engineer. She is suffering. She is suffering. Can you call often? Can you call often? Will there be a midwife later at 3 a.m.? Will there be a midwife later at 3 a.m.? Was your wife a waitress? Was your wife a waitress? I accuse you of cheating. I accuse you of cheating. Where can I find a place to study quietly on campus? Where can I find a place to study quietly on campus? I was seeing so much that I couldn't see the light. I was seeing so much that I couldn't see the light. This is indisputable. This is indisputable. May arise. May arise. Remember to drink plenty of water. Remember to drink plenty of water. Does it have to come closer in 3 minutes? Does it have to come closer in 3 minutes? My neighbor is a barber. My neighbor is a barber. Sometimes you weren't Dean. Sometimes you weren't Dean. Was it a midday dermatologist? Was it a midday dermatologist? I'm likely to sleep at night thinking about everything I have to do the next day. I'm likely to sleep at night thinking about everything I have to do the next day. Can't we shoot at dusk? Can't we shoot at dusk? Would you like to sit inside or outside? Would you like to sit inside or outside? Can't be an admin often? Can't be an admin often? I can ask. I can ask. The action plan was approved by the board of directors. The action plan was approved by the board of directors. I may not find out after 5 p.m. I may not find out after 5 p.m. Doesn't it hurt? Doesn't it hurt? Were their stepmothers garbage collectors? Were their stepmothers garbage collectors? It can be published after 4 weeks. It can be published after 4 weeks. Are their grandchildren jockeys? Are their grandchildren jockeys? I shouldn't be doing groceries after 3 midnight. I shouldn't be doing groceries after 3 midnight. Is your friend an optician? Is your friend an optician? Wasn't she the receptionist every year? Wasn't she the receptionist every year? Then it won't include 2 in the morning. Then it won't include 2 in the morning. You did not act as a watchman 1 day ago. You did not act as a watchman 1 day ago. I was chewing on my pencil while I was thinking. I was chewing on my pencil while I was thinking. Can you help me with this project? Can you help me with this project? His wife was a race car driver. His wife was a race car driver. His nephew was a postman. His nephew was a postman. Can't make it after a year? Can't make it after a year? Would fail. would fail. We have made significant progress since the start of the project. We have made significant progress since the start of the project. I don't notice anything strange. I don't notice anything strange. We did not apply. We did not apply. We need to accept the terms and conditions before continuing. We need to accept the terms and conditions before continuing. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? I will not care. I will not care. We did not question. We did not question. Is our stepdaughter a preacher? Is our stepdaughter a preacher? You can fly. You can fly. Should we get it now? Should we get it now? Between us, can I give you some constructive feedback? Between us, can I give you some constructive feedback? We would care. We would care. They went to the park to play frisbee. They went to the park to play frisbee. He was a swimmer an hour ago. He was a swimmer an hour ago. I'm going to the party. I'm going to the party. Is Wi-Fi paid? Is Wi-Fi paid? Sometimes we don't care. Sometimes we don't care. May not be analyzed annually. May not be analyzed annually. Was his brother an environmentalist? Was his brother an environmentalist? Have you ridden a rabbit? Have you ridden a rabbit? Shouldn't they be reported? Shouldn't they be reported? I'm going to have to miss the game tonight because I have to take care of my sick grandmother. I'm going to have to miss the game tonight because I have to take care of my sick grandmother. He's a Tyler soon. He's a Tyler soon. They fought for their rights. They fought for their rights. His brother-in-law is a shipper. His brother-in-law is a shipper. I'll have you checked out by the doctor. I'll have you checked out by the doctor. Can it settle in from time to time? Can it settle in from time to time? Should not respond every week. Should not respond every week. Our stepfather is a stockbroker. Our stepfather is a stockbroker. I'm taking 2 weeks. I'm taking 2 weeks. We will be getting ready for our presentation next month. We will be getting ready for our presentation next month. We will not analyze every year. We will not analyze every year. I may have to work over the weekend to finish this project. I may have to work over the weekend to finish this project. After 2 months cannot reduce. After 2 months cannot reduce. His colleague was a businessman. His colleague was a businessman. Are there grandchildren journalists? Are there grandchildren journalists? I am mad at you. I am mad at you. Did he introduce you every week? Did he introduce you every week? Can you help me find the nearest ATM? Can you help me find the nearest ATM? Sometimes a urologist. Sometimes a urologist. Was your stepson an air traffic controller? Was your stepson an air traffic controller? Then you won't be the morning messenger. Then you won't be the morning messenger. Didn't I give a job? Didn't I give a job? Can I turn it off often? Can I turn it off often? Not used after 2 hours? Not used after 2 hours? Could there be other options? Could there be other options? Shouldn't they be night watchmen after 3 midnight? Shouldn't they be night watchmen after 3 midnight? I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if I can trust you. Did I hide every year? Did I hide every year? Was he the night watchman next year? Was he the night watchman next year? Do you like swimming? Do you like swimming? Didn't they eat? Didn't they eat? Are their husbands bankers? Are their husbands bankers? Is he assessing at 4 in the morning? Is he assessing at 4 in the morning? We may not leave 10 years. We may not leave 10 years. They confessed at night. They confessed at night. May not be connected before. May not be connected before. I have to quit my job. I have to quit my job. I'm 34 years old. I'm 34 years old. Was my brother-in-law a nurse? Was my brother-in-law a nurse? It cannot be broken. It cannot be broken. Won't he remember every week? Won't he remember every week? You will sleep soundly tonight. You will sleep soundly tonight. I don't want to lose my magazines for many things. I don't want to lose my magazines for many things. I will destroy everything you have built. I will destroy everything you have built. I haven't been a cleaner every year. I haven't been a cleaner every year. International law is important for the regulation of international relations. International law is important for the regulation of international relations. Do you have liquids in your hand luggage? Do you have liquids in your hand luggage? Developer every month, right? Developer every month, right? Will he become an artist in 3 months? Will he become an artist in 3 months? It is mixed. It is mixed. The drop in temperature caused a sudden increase in demand for heating oil. The drop in temperature caused a sudden increase in demand for heating oil. Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? The king will be crowned tomorrow at noon. The king will be crowned tomorrow at noon. Was to do. Was to do. Where are you from? Where are you from? I could have commanded earlier at 4 a.m. I could have commanded earlier at 4 a.m. Can we catch it next year? Can we catch it next year? They became dealers last year. They became dealers last year. Email is a convenient way to communicate. Email is a convenient way to communicate. Shouldn't you be hurt? Shouldn't you be hurt? Is our daughter free? Is our daughter free? Was his stepson the owner of the house? Was his stepson the owner of the house? Monthly anthropologist. Monthly anthropologist. Can't we defend after 3 nights? Can't we defend after 3 nights? Were my grandchildren riders? Were my grandchildren riders? Does not add. Does not add. Can't they teach at sunset? Can't they teach at sunset? Force after 3 centuries? Force after 3 centuries? I could not be a notary public before. I could not be a notary public before. Did you pour the year? Did you pour the year? I'm about to go to work. I'm about to go to work. If it's not dry, I'll go out. If it's not dry, I'll go out. He was playing occasionally. He was playing occasionally. Your sister is a craftsman. Your sister is a craftsman. You will think 10 years. You will think 10 years. Was his brother a shepherd? Was his brother a shepherd? Do you have anything to declare? Do you have anything to declare? Can't move now? Can't move now? It is different. It is different. I have a big brick house. I have a big brick house. Can it suffer every year? Can it suffer every year? Can I explain at noon? Can I explain at noon? He went to the gym to exercise. He went to the gym to exercise. They may not increase monthly. They may not increase monthly. My favorite food is menemen. My favorite food is menemen. We should joke every month. We should joke every month. I go to the market to buy food for my cat. I go to the market to buy food for my cat. We didn't get points. We didn't get points. Is your niece a decorator? Is your niece a decorator? Was his half-brother a barber? Was his half-brother a barber? Looking forward to a relaxing weekend. Looking forward to a relaxing weekend.